If your sales calls are super long, it's probably one of these two issues. The first one being that your calls are likely going off script and you're getting answers to questions you're going to ask later and not noticing and noting it down. And yeah, it's important that your script is a certain order because it's important to create the right motivation at the right point of the call. And so you don't just completely disregard the later parts of the script, but you also don't need to do the whole journey again. I reviewed a call this morning that genuinely added, this is normally a half an hour call, and it added over 30 minutes purely from this one thing. And so how would you actually address this going forwards? If you get the answer or the outcome to a later part of your script, take the note, make the label there and then, and when you get back to that point in the script, it's going to make sense to bring it up again. Excuse me. And all you need to do is bring up the label. So from our earlier discussion, can I just confirm that this is the current situation? This is exactly how you feel and why? Yes? Okay. Leading into the next part, and that's all it needs. It's really simple. The other issue that lots of people I notice who have very long calls are struggling with is spending way too long on objection handling. Now, yeah, a sales guy's job is to objection handle. Like, that's the difference between having like a VSL landing page and actually having a person there selling. But a sale doesn't need to be a fight. And so if you are noticing you're having a really long objection handle piece the whole time, your script needs to be adapted to pre-handle these objections in the before you ask for the money part, right? To clear the obstacles out of the way and say, oh, well, you're probably thinking this. Is that true? Yeah, okay, well, we do this to solve that issue. How does that now align with your expectations going forward? Does it alleviate any concerns? Like, how did you initially feel about that? And you can guide people through this question, essentially asking them leading questions and saying, now, look, a lot of clients we speak to have had this experience. Have you? Okay, and how did it make you feel? What caused that? Okay, so these are the root issues as to why that happened. Would it be better if X, Y, Z? And those X, Y, Z things is what you do, right? To combat that exact issue. And now that doesn't come up as an objection. That's the whole reason we have a script. Sales as a skill is universal no matter what you're selling, right? There is a process you can go through to help see if you can actually help someone, if your product is the right fit, and then for them to purchase. What makes a script special is it is unique to your current avatar, right? The client that you are speaking to, they will all have very similar problems, which is what makes your team the experts at solving it and why you guys exist. So your script isn't there to make you into a good salesperson. Your script is essentially to pre-handle all of the objections that would come up if you just said, hey, bye. Like, if you just turned up and you were like, do you actually need this? What are you actually looking for? Yeah, we can help you. Cool, here's the link. Now, if you did that, they'd have all of these questions after, right? And that's what your script is for, is to pre-handle all of those objections if you were just to do a sales call like that. And that's it. That's all you need to do to decrease the length of your sales calls are these two things. Notice when you're getting the answers to questions that would come later, right? And you can bring them back up again later, but just with the label. And two, if you are objection handling all the time, use a script and create a script to walk people through the solutions before they ever become a problem. Obstacles are so much easier to handle. Hopefully that helps. Go make some sales, change people's lives, and make a boatload of money along the way. Have a great one. Peace.